What's up all you Cyberpunk and dudes and dudettes, Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again to give you guys another fresh look, and this time it comes courtesy of my friends over at McFarlane Toys. We're totally going to be checking out their brand new Cyberpunk 2077, the character known as V, and he looks pretty dang good, I gotta say. Love that face sculpt. Saw these guys on display at Toy Fair. They were revealed about a month and a half ago now, and look for these in the next couple of weeks. I will have links in the description below if you want to go ahead and grab them, because Amazon is sending these out now. So if you want to get them early, yeah, by all means, go and grab them, except for the fact that the video game doesn't come out now until September. Got pushed back a bit. Here's the barcode if you want to go ahead and grab it. I just love the packaging on these guys. So let's get them out of the packaging. Let's check them out. Let's see the weapons, articulations, all that good stuff. Grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is the brand new McFarlane Toys Cyberpunk 2077, the character known as V. And here's V all out of the packaging, and I like what this guy comes with for the most part. He's got a kind of a wonky accessory. We'll talk about that in just a second, but the sculpt is there. This is very cool, and then seeing the Cyberpunk trailer and seeing Keanu Reeves, which I did take a previous look at the Johnny Silverhand figure just actually a day or two ago now, but I like the details. I like the application of the paint, the jacket, the sculpt. This is a very fun line. I like the pants, much like Johnny Silverhand. Very nice wash on the pants down to that face sculpt, like the little intricate lines of circuitry and everything. And he does get a nice range of motion in the arms, butterfly joints. The weapons are cool. It comes with a stand, 2 guns, and a very interesting pink katana, we'll just say. It's an interesting shape. But it does have really cool lines etched into it. It's a nicely sculpted thing, but it's the... I mean, well, you know what I mean. Yeah, you don't have to go there. Anyways, the guns are nice, really nice paint, nice wash, black wash. They look very metallic, very much how a gun, a futuristic gun should look. Getting a lot of Dead Space vibes from this rail type gun. And then also a handgun, very cool, almost Blade Runner-ish. Kind of, sort of, very futuristic, but a really nice looking handgun. And then, of course, a stand, much like we see with a lot of the McFarlane Toys as Model V Cyberpunk 2077. If you're wondering how he holds the weapons, he's got trigger fingers, he's got a good grip to all of them. He looks good holding them, and the double jointed elbows, they work well. The gun, the big one with like the rail system, all that kind of stuff, the rifle, we'll just say looks good. I like this photo, this setup right here. He looks like he's firing, and it's like a naturalistic sort of pose. So very cool to see that. Again, the jacket is a standout. It's like a rubber material. The decals are applied nicely, and he holds the sword fairly well. It's a little bit loose in his grip, which doesn't really add to the whole fact of what I'm alluding to, but it's just like I said, it's cool, but it looks off, you know what I mean? And it's probably something straight for the video game, but again, it's a pink sword. So you kind of takes it or leaves it. I will just say the handguns are definitely where it's at. But it's the sculpt, the look of the character. I think they nailed it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. So now to go over the articulation for this V character, the head is actually on a really good ball joint. He can get some good range of motion. Looks up about that much, looks down about that much. And his neck will actually rotate as well. Kind of see that you can kind of rotate the neck and the head, so you get a nice range of motion out of everything. The jacket is like a rubber material, so it's very flexible. I like the chest piece, the shirt. It's very much a matte black, sort of like Johnny Silverhand's guitar. Very interesting texture to it. The jacket does allow to have some really good range of motion, especially when you're trying to pose him and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's going to go all the way around. There's no bicep swivel on either side, but this figure does have double jointed elbows, which actually work really well. The only hindrance is because he does have this jacket fold right here, so it doesn't go all the way up. It's kind of like the Spawn figure where he has the armbands and things like that. It just kind of hinders the articulation, but the double jointed elbows are there. The wrists, I would say, are probably the weakest area just because the flesh and then the hand of the arm, the ball joint is a little bit different, so it's a little bit jarring when you do look at it. However, being in a cyberpunk, yeah, these people are whatever they are, cyborgs, androids, something like that. You can kind of take it as that, but it's something that really kind of stands out, especially to me. But again, the hand will rotate, it'll go back and forth, so you do get a nice range of motion out of that. For his diaphragm, you can get him down about that much, which actually works. You can get him back about that much. Not as much articulation as, say, like the Johnny Silverhand figure. This one is still hard plastic, whereas Johnny has like an underlying skeleton around like a more flexible rubber material. But I do like it. It's good for what you want to see out of this figure. So I would say overall it's pretty good. And then of course, this piece right here is more of a rubber, and you can get, you know, some good articulation out of the legs. It'll go up about that much. You can get him to do the splits for the most part about that much. Doesn't seem to want to go back too much. Yeah, maybe because, yeah, this piece is a little bit harder, like the flaps of his jeans, his pockets. So not too, not in going back, but in going forward, certainly there's a nice range of motion. He does have some double jointed knees, which do look like that. Nothing at, like, say, the thigh, nothing down below. He will rotate at the, well, I guess shoes, tennis shoes, something like that. They'll go every which way. Actually get a nice range of motion out of that. And then he does have some toe articulation. So I would say overall, another good figure. Nice posability options for this guy. A couple hindrances here and there with the articulation, but overall, I dig it. And here's V and Johnny Silverhand lined up. Johnny Silverhand stands just under 7, and of course V is just under that. So I think it's a good scale between the two characters, especially if you're looking at it in terms of like what the video game and what they've shown so far. So I think they've done a great job in scale. They're focusing more on that with the DC Multiverse as well. If you got any of the new McFarlane figures, I think they will stack up nicely within that 7-inch mark. And again, it's cool to have very much, these are, if you weren't taking it straight from the game, these are kind of like henchmen or reavers or something like that, and they have a really cool edge to them. Very nice looking, different action figures. For the 6-inch scale, they're going to be a little bit too tall, I think, for the most part, but in certain instances, yeah, they might line up if you kind of fudge them, maybe put them in the background, something like that. When it comes to like Batman, like I said, they could be villains, they could be something interesting on your shelf. They do line up more with NECA and Diamond Select within their scaling. So if you have more of those figures, I think you're going to be more of a best bet in terms of putting them on your shelf. And here he is lined up with the recent NECA Hellraiser and the Mezco Toys Gold Gomez from Toy Fair. Again, a little bit too tall for Mezco for the most part, but NECA will look nice, you know, offering a puzzle box to old V. I wouldn't take it. Anyways, you can switch the weapons between Johnny and V, and they look good. You can put the guitar on him, have him that futuristic bottle of Ciroc. You could give Johnny Silverhands a few of the guns. Keep in mind, there is another Johnny Silverhand coming. He will come with a bomb in a bag and a gun, pretty much the exact same figure. But I like that you can kind of swap out the different weapons. They all look good. It really keeps in line with the whole Cyberpunk 2077 edge, and it makes me excited for what's to come with the video game. But in the meantime, I will definitely take these action figures. While I do definitely recommend Johnny Silverhand, V, I don't see resonating with everyone. I think Johnny just applies a little bit more to everyone. V is a very good figure, great character, great sculpt and everything else. I do recommend him, but I can kind of see people gravitating more towards Johnny over V. This might be one that you maybe go, maybe I'll wait for clearance, I'm just saying. But it doesn't detract from the fact that he's a great looking figure, well sculpted, very nicely designed, but I see just that kind of sort of happening, being that the video game still isn't out yet. But I am curious to know what you guys think about this new Cyberpunk 2077 V figure. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Cyberpunk 2077. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, if you invite Peely to the party, you're just going to have to deal with it, my God. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.